Wander Wealthy Podcast, episode 245. Well, hello there. Welcome back to another episode of the Wander Wealthy Podcast. My name is Tess. If you are brand new to the show, welcome to you. Thank you for being here. I'm the host. I'm the founder of Wander Wealthy, and I'm a financial coach turned business coach for my fellow money coaches, financial coaches, and wealth coaches of the world. No matter where you're at in your journey of building this business, this podcast and Wander Wealthy in general is really focused on helping you understand how to build a business, how to market and sell what you're offering, but also how to make sure that what you are offering is impactful, is life-changing, and just answer your questions in the specific niche of running and building a money coaching business or a business that helps people with their money. So thanks for being here. And thank you everyone else who are longtime or even short-time listeners and you're back for more. It's so great to just be able to chat with you again today. And today we're having a conversation about a question that I actually recently received from a client. And I thought this is such a good question to actually talk about. And at least I can share kind of my thoughts, a couple tips, and just my personal viewpoint around this question of should you discount your coaching during seasonal sales? Usually, you know, what I'm talking about right now, what is very pressing and pertinent are the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales, but I wanted to expand it across, there's many different times of year where we see sales happening, and I wanted to address that as well to make it a little bit more of a broader topic. But thank you to my client. I'm sure you're listening for submitting this question or asking me this question and giving me the idea to say, hey, we need to talk about this out in the world, make it public, and just get an idea of what you should be doing and what you should be considering, and for you to know that you're not alone if you're a little bit stressed about like what to do around Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or any other time of year where these sales are happening, and give you some ideas or just some things to maybe borrow some perceptions or boundaries that you might want to put in place for yourself. Now, before I dive into kind of my answer to that question, I do want to introduce you to a very relevant podcast episode sponsor, which is, of course, my own mini program, The Pricing Formula. So we're talking about sales, we're talking about pricing, if you should discount your prices. And the pricing formula is the solution if you actually don't even know what your prices are yet, or if you're a little bit woozy on the price that you have picked and you need to make sure that it is a valid price point and it makes sense financially for you in your business. The pricing formula takes your financial goals into consideration, as well as your capacity and your calendar, and ultimately what you want out of this business, to make sure that we find the right price point for you and all of your overhead and what you have going on and what you also want to be putting out there in the world. So it is a super bingeable, digestible, quick and implementable mini course, so to speak. It is a guide that takes you through everything to consider when it comes to pricing, and also a plug and play calculator that allows you to put your financial goals into the calculator, your capacity, and then to pop out a price point that is perfect for you and your clientele. Now, we also have some trainings to talk about the pricing mindset, as well as how to price for inclusivity, and a couple more goodies in there. So you really get like everything that you need so that you can make sure that the price is right. I love that I just worked that in there. And it's all yours for $27. So a no-brainer to just get your hands on this and make sure that you are taking your goals, whether you want to do this full time as a business or you want to have it as a part-time or a side hustle, and just make sure that your business is able to help contribute to your household or to your goals. You can do that. You can make the business what you want it. And yet still, we need to make sure that the price makes sense so this can be a sustainable and scalable business for you. So head to wanderwealthy.com/pricing to get your hands on the pricing formula for just 27 buckaroos. And I can't wait to see what you're able to put out there and sell in the world, and how you're able to change so many lives that are waiting for you to show up and make your offer. Okay, let's talk about, should you discount your coaching for seasonal sales? Now, I'm not just talking about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, although that is the big one. And that's probably the one that you're feeling, if you're listening to this when I'm releasing it, the most pressure around. But there's also a ton of other sales periods throughout the year, like President's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, even like Veterans Day. It's usually those long weekends. And when I think about these sales times, I usually am thinking about like furniture stores or just like in-person consumer goods. But more and more, we've seen the online space hop on board and offer these discounts to whatever they have to offer during these times of year as well. And if you haven't been living under a rock and you've been on social media or following various business coaches, business gurus, marketers, even your peers, you've probably been hearing about getting prepared and getting ready for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which now I guess we're using an acronym like BFCM. And I had to think for quite a while to realize what they were talking about. But, you know, the talk is to get prepared for this and get ready. And really, you know, you're even seeing people create content like myself. I will admit, here I am creating content on it, but creating content on how to like leverage this time of year to bring in clientele. And I take an actual different approach and different thought process to this, but you're going to hear more about that. But I also want you to know that this is your business, so you can choose whether to participate or not, and how, you know, participating might benefit or behoove you. So what I want to walk through first and foremost is that you don't have to participate at all. And that is okay. Your business will be okay. You will be okay. And it's totally fine to just say, you know what, I actually opt out of participating in these sales periods, to offer to participate in even just selling my program at its regular price or to do any discounts. Personally, for me, especially for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and any other like holiday correlated sales times, I actually don't want to participate because these times are usually sacred to me, right? I have very few times of year where I get to spend quality time with my family and my friends which I don't see very often. And to have any stress or anxiety around getting prepared for making offers during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and although, yes, you can automate a lot of things, there's still the customer service aspect to take care of. It's just not something that, as a small business owner, I want to opt into, because I know that regardless, no matter how automated it might be, or if I do have someone helping me facilitate that sales period, there's still going to be a part of me that feels like I need to make sure everyone is getting what they're, you know, paying into, right? Maybe the discount code doesn't work or something, you know, something's bound to go in flux. And it's just not a time of year where I personally want to subject myself to any of that stress or anxiety. So I personally choose to opt out. Now, another reason I opt out is because I'm a small business owner. And so although offering discounts is something like, yeah, we're all money coaches, we love a good discount, it's not something that I value enormously in my business. I don't think it's always the best idea to offer discounts for my bottom line or for my profitability or for my sustainability as a business. And I also know, and again, these are kind of my personal anecdotes here, I also know that if I make it a big deal to offer something at a discount during these times of year, like then I'm priming and I'm training my network and my audience of potential clients to really expect discounts from me during these times of year. And therefore, you know, they might be less likely to ever buy at the full price. Or another kind of line of thought with this is that you're really just looking for people who are bargain shoppers and you're not really calling in the people who are willing to pay full price. And so Those are kind of my various thoughts and ideas around that. Take it or leave it. Honestly, it's entirely up to you. This is your business, but I just wanted to share, kicking this off where I personally come from in thinking about it. At the end of the day, what I try to remind myself and tell myself is that my clients are out there, and the clients that want to pay full price for what I have to offer because they value making that investment and committing themselves to getting the results. Because that's what is really happening at the end of the day, is that I am offering a container for them to transform in a shortened amount of time, and a hyper-focused amount of time, to see the results that they're looking for. And that's what you're offering too. If you are a money coach and you're really looking to making that big impact and changing someone's life financially. So don't forget that. And you can choose to take on the affirmation that your clients are out there too, and they will come and happily pay in full to take this investment seriously for them and get that transformation fully as well. So with that, I also wanted to offer a couple of just things to consider that I do think is really important when it comes to if you do choose to participate in any sort of sale, whether it is during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or any other time. And the first kind of cardinal rule that I am very, very passionate about and stand behind fully is that you should never offer a discount when your time is involved. So if you are offering one-on-one coaching or group coaching where you're jumping on a call on a weekly basis, bi-weekly, monthly, however often, if you're doing anything where you have to be in part of it, right? Even if you're, offering like, I don't know, Voxer coaching or unlimited email messaging support or unlimited feedback on the work that they are working on, ideally, I would not offer a discount on that. And the reason is because there's no scalability, and you'll never be more profitable offering a discount on something where you are exchanging your time. Now, I want you to remember, and you'll learn about this when you invest in the pricing formula, you are not selling your time. I'm super passionate about you not just saying, oh, you can get one session for $100, like an hour-long session for $100, or, you can get 6 sessions for $600 because my hourly rate is $100, right? Like, I do not think that that is a wise way to position and offer a transformation, because I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, you're not selling your time. You're not selling any sort of access to you. You're selling a transformation at the end of the day. However, if you think about the exchange that has to happen, even still, like the true thing that people are paying for is the exchange of the transformation, right? Because like, if they learn what they need to learn from you, no matter if they spend 1 hour on the phone or 6 hours on the phone, but they can save themselves $60,000 over the next 5 years because they've refinanced something, or they've actually realized that they have a debt they need to pay off, like, whatever it could be, the value is there no matter what. So you're selling the transformation. Now, when you discount something that you are still offering time for, then you're just eating into your own profitability and the bottom line of your business. And if you look around at anyone who offers sales or discounts, if they're doing it correctly, they're typically doing it because it is more profitable for their business, right? Even companies that, let's use like the furniture store as an example. They most likely need to move inventory, right? They need to get things off of their shelf so they can get the new things in the space, and storing things costs them money. So it's cheaper for them to actually get it off the shelf and into your home than for them to hold on to it and then not be able to get the newer things in that can sell at full price. Another thing to remember is that when they're discounting it, most likely a majority of the time, they're not discounting it beyond the price that they originally paid for it, right? They're just discounting into their profit margins, but not below it. However, when you do that and what you offer is a service, it doesn't work the same way, right? Profit margins work a little bit differently when it comes to that. And so when you're discounting your time, right? The value of your time, and I don't want to even call it the value, I should say the cost of your time, you're not doing anything beneficial for your future, right? You're just saying, I need someone, so I'm going to let them pay $500 instead of $1,000. But then you still have to give them what you promised, and what you would have liked to get $1,000 for, you are getting half of that, but you still have to deliver what you promised. Now, what I think is important to consider in this case is just the opportunity cost, right? If you instead wait and then, Black Friday, Cyber Monday are over, and then you have someone sign on and, they missed the discount, so they sign on. Well, now you just signed on someone at full price. And if you instead book out your entire coaching offering during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, then you're actually foregoing the person who actually is willing to sign on at full price. Now, even if you don't consider, okay, I'm going to fill my roster with full price clients, you can also consider that your time is better spent not at a discounted rate, but instead focused on getting out and marketing towards the full price paying clients, and or considering, making something else that you can offer in addition to your one-on-one or your group coaching offering, your service-focused offering. So all things to consider, but really, at the end of the day, I don't think it is profitably wise, sustainably wise to discount anything that has your time as an exchange into the future. Okay? It just doesn't make sense financially. Even if in your head right now, you're like, but it's better than nothing. It's not. It really isn't. And the worst case scenario is you just have so much resentment built up for the person who paid half price compared to your clients who paid full price. And, either they're more work or they're just as much work. And then you're like, wait, actually the person who's paying less is just as much work or even more work than the person who paid me what I actually wanted them to pay. So that's the first thing. Now, what can you offer, right? What about if you do want to participate during these sale periods, what can you provide? So that's where we get into a couple options. I would say if right now your main thing is your program, like your one-on-one or group coaching program, anything that involves your time as an exchange of that offer, what you can provide is not discounting the price of the program, but instead adding on something that would actually be beneficial. Here's just as an aside, another reason I really don't love these times of year is because oftentimes I just think that we're finding ways to give people more stuff that then if they're also buying everything else during this time of year, how much attention are they really going to give to the thing that you offered them? It's probably just going to go on their digital bookshelf or their folder graveyard on their phone, right? Or on their computer. So, that's just an aside, but I just think consumerism is wild. And when we discount or we add more things for people to have, but it's all focused during this one time of year or time, long weekend, basically, do they even remember that they bought it? I don't know. That's just a little question that I'm putting out into the universe. But getting back to this, what you can do if you're okay, well, I'm not supposed to discount my time, but this is really the main thing I have to offer, then what you can do is you can offer the program at the price, but then say, when you invest during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, you're also going to get this workbook and this training masterclass that is pre-recorded or, something of that nature. So things that you can add on, but here's the deal, that's not any more additional time from you. And this is a little bit nuanced because it's if you don't have anything to add on right now, you can sell that, you can offer that. Say you don't have a workbook, but you want to offer a workbook, absolutely do it. Pre-sell your heart away. But then, you're going to have to put a couple hours into creating that workbook. But that workbook can scale, right? You put a couple hours into the workbook and now that scales out to however many people purchase it. The idea of this is it doesn't require you to put more hours into it depending on how many people buy it. I know I can put X amount of hours in and an infinity number of people can sign up getting this thing. So that's what I want you to think of if you are going to add bonuses to consider. It needs to be something that can scale like that. And offering like a one-on-one call or additional access to you or whatever that is, where your time is part of the equation, that does not scale. So any kind of bonuses you can offer at the same price point. So, it's the same price point, but just this weekend, you're also going to get X, Y, and Z. And again, it doesn't even have to be 3 things. It can just be one additional thing, but you're going to get that on top. And then that's a scalable item. Then that I'm good with. That is one that will not eat into your profitability or bottom line and is, the exact same at the end of the day. Right? It's just another couple hours that you have to put in for something that actually can scale. I would say that would be worth it. The other option is to not discount or not even do like a seasonal sale or discount Black Friday participation for your core kind of like one-on-one or group offering. But instead, if you do already have other assets in your business that can scale, so they don't require any of your time, those are the things that you could provide discounts on, right? When you provide a discount on that, you already put the time in. That's the sunk cost, right? You already put the time in to create it. And now it doesn't matter how many people invest in it. It doesn't require more time on your end. So that's something that you could have as a Black Friday sale. Now, here is the like huge asterisk in all of this, is that if you don't have these things yet, or if you don't have a great idea for these things yet, and especially if it's going to stress you out to think of these things or create these things, you don't have to participate, right? You don't have to offer something that is a DIY course or a workshop or a training or a guidebook or any kind of download at a discounted price if you don't already have that in your repertoire. And on top of that, if you're thinking about, it would be cool to offer my program, but say, as part of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, when you invest in this, you also get this, this, and this, but that this, and this thing stresses you out, or you don't have it, or, it's just going to be a bigger thing than you really are excited to do. You also don't have to do it. You don't have to participate. You can opt out of participating in Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and it's going to be fine. You will be fine. Your business will be fine. And guess what? The next weekend, you might make some in full sales from people who decided also not to participate in Black Friday, Cyber Monday because they just want to pay for things that they're willing to invest fully into because they know that then they're going to get the most out of it. So that's that on that. You don't have to offer discounts during this period. You're allowed to opt out. If you do, make sure that what it is that you're offering is something that can scale without more time on your end. You're allowed to pre-sale. So if you tack something on and offer that as like the exchange of, you pay in full for my program, but you also get this thing, you could pre-sell that and then get to work creating it so that now that they're invested in your program, they're going to get that delivered to them maybe midway through the program or at the end of the program or whenever it seems appropriate. But you can get to work on working on that, knowing that, it's still a fixed amount of hours no matter how many people purchase. And then if you do have some assets, some programs, some tools, anything that you can offer, if you want to participate, then you can offer discounts on those things that aren't correlated to your time. But only if you have it. If it's going to stress you out, you don't have to participate. Remember that, if you participate in these sales times of year on a regular basis, it can train your audience and your potential clients to only buy when things go on sale and to know that there's always going to be a sale coming up. So they're not going to buy and ultimately never pay in full. So be aware of that. It's not to say that you shouldn't do it. I have friends in the industry that really always offer discounts during various times of year, and I think that they just might account for that in their actual pricing of what it is that they are offering, knowing that a bulk of their signups will come during that discounted time. And, as much as we hate that as consumers, like when you're a business owner, you have to consider what is going to allow you to thrive and succeed and sustain your business. So you have to consider that. Value your time and your business. And that might mean that we don't discount, and that's okay too. You can decide that that is your boundary and give yourself that permission to stand by that. And just know that discounting your coaching when your time is involved is not profitable. So I would say don't do it. Of course, I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, but know that from a financial perspective and from a profitability and sustainable perspective, it doesn't work that way. So thought I would share my ideas, tips, just things to consider, because I think sometimes we can get really wrapped up into participating during these times of year, and then we don't really think about the impact of discounting, like our signature program and the thing that requires our time. And I think it's really good to consider that because you're running a business. And sometimes we don't always see that full picture. So hope that this was helpful. I'd love to hear if you're participating in Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or whatever other sales time of year is coming up for you. And if you have any questions, reach out to me over on Instagram. I'm at Tess_Wicks. I would love to know who is listening to the podcast and see your face. Or if you don't share your face on social media, that's cool too. Whatever you have in your profile, and just put a profile to a listener number, and it makes it more real and special to me. So reach out to me over on Instagram, and don't forget to grab the pricing formula. You can set your price point right now with your real numbers and stop pulling prices out of the air or from your competitors' pages, and make sure that your prices are aligned with you and your purposeful goals that you have set for yourself and your business. Head to wanderwealthy.com/pricing to grab that for just $27 US dollars. And with that, you can check out the show notes of this week's episode at wanderwealthypodcast.com. And until next time, I hope you wander wealthy.